Looking to transform your family game nights? At Perfectly Picked Games, we specialize in family games that bring everyone closer. Our games aren't just fun. Kids and teens will learn how to take turns, develop basic strategy skills, and understand the thrill of winning and grace of losing. With our exclusive gift of games, you can give months of gaming excitement to your family. Choose a 3-month or 6-month gift, and we'll deliver hand-picked family games to your doorstep every month. And here's the best part. Right now, you can use the promo code GOLDENMOJO and receive 20% off your selected plan. Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Use promo code GOLDENMOJO and save 20% today at Perfectly Picked Games.
Hello, all you paranormal freaks. It's the last Saturday of the month, and you know what that means. The veil is at its thinnest. So if you're brave enough, all of you hitchers and drifters, load up for a ride with Golden J and Logan as they traverse to the other side.
Hello, all of my paranormal freaks out there. It is I, Golden J, and I'm hanging out with
his co-host and future ghost, Just Logan.
What's going on, dude? It feels like forever since I seen you.
It's fair. That's fair. No, nothing much really. Just staying busy with, I don't want to say staying busy with work because it's definitely slowed down. Because it is not hot and it is not cold here in Texas by any means.
Right.
It's just, I don't know, it's just smack dab in the middle. Just been keeping up with streams and I'm just being happy the holidays are over. I mean, really?
God, you don't
just
even
happy.
know.
I'm just so happy. I straight up ghosted. I didn't want to do shit for I worked New Year's Eve. And I didn't want to do shit for that night. Like Kayla's mom wanted the kids. So they went over there, and then my sister keeps calling me because she wants me to come over. And so I roll up there. My brother-in-law's brother also kept hitting me up because he was over there, and he's like, get over here. So I roll up with my wife for a little bit. And as soon as I get there, homeboy's young. So he dips. He's got to go to a party. He's like, I'll be back later. So it's just me, her, my brother-in-law, my sister, my boss, who's also my friend, and his wife, and his kids are there. And I'm sitting there, and she's cooked a few pizzas, and everybody's just sitting around the island talking. And this is the same night the series finale for Stranger Things dropped.
Right.
They're like, we need to go get more firewood. Let's go get more firewood. And they're like, we could take Logan's vehicle. And I was like, no, my back of my vehicle is fucking carpeted. I'm not fucking putting a bunch of dirty ass wood back there. So they run to go get it, and I'm sitting here like, I don't want to be here. I want to go sit on my fucking ass and watch Stranger Things with my wife. And so when they were gone, I told my sister, I'm going home. And she was like, okay. And we just fucking dipped before they even came back. And then after 12, I get a call from my brother-in-law's brother, and he was like, where you at, man? You need to come back over, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, hey, no shot, dude. No shot. Yeah. I was like, no, I'm sitting on my ass. I'm watching Stranger Things, and I'm going to fuck to sleep. That is what I want to do.
Oh yeah, that's well, I got some housekeeping I gotta get to. Some crazy stuff has been going on around here, and I just want to let our TUSOP family know, what's going on. So yeah, the car broke down on Route 66, and we are trying to get it repaired and back up and rolling so that we can finish that trek. So you guys, I know we haven't had any Route 66 episodes, and it's going to be a little while longer. And the reason is the Monday before Christmas, we found, Skylar, the Skywalker, if you remember him from Golden Mojo, what was it again? Golden Image Podcast. He went out to my mom's, and he actually found her at the bottom of one of the flights of her stairs.
Oh no!
And broken collarbone, basically the trip to the ER and 3 days in the hospital because, she's older and, she doesn't heal quite as fast. But now it's into the rehab unit, which is a nursing home. And, she's not happy there. She's an independent woman who wants to live on her, who'd lived on her own his entire time. And she's, we try to get up there every night to see her and, make sure that she's comfortable and that she knows that people haven't forgotten about her and just left her in a quote unquote nursing home.
Yeah.
And it's just been a lot because, there's more to it than just going and visiting. Rocker Chick's been trying to clean up her house. I mean, she was a paper hoarder, recycler hoarder. She's an art teacher, which means how that goes.
Yeah,
she's got tons of shit everywhere, and they're trying to get the house cleaned up. So if we're able to bring her back home with, say, a 24-hour care, she'll have a clean place to start fresh. If that's the direction we end up going. Me and my sister have had a lot of conversations. We have a lot of hard decisions coming up.
Yeah.
And to be 100% honest, and I love my TUSOP friends and family. I just haven't been able to focus on the United States Paranormal. Golden 80s is still trucking along because we had a bunch of episodes backed up. And we were able to maintain. So you're still going to get Golden 80s, but as of right now, for the next 2 to 3 weeks, we are taking a hiatus from doing the United States Paranormal because I need to be completely focused on family stuff and making decisions there. But we are coming back. We are not going anywhere. I just need a break. I need a break. Because, to be honest, this is the 250th episode of United States Paranormal. That includes everything from Team Tejas and Team Boozers. It includes everything from, J-Dub and the Rocker Chick and myself, plus me and Logan doing the other sides, plus the add-ons of Route 66. 250 episodes every week for the last 4.5 years.
Yeah.
And I might need just to stop and take a breather, do a refocus, see how the show looks like. Do we need to do some different things in our week-to-week show? I'd love to hear from you guys. The United States Paranormal at gmail.com. Is there something that you would like to see us do over what we've been doing, or is it perfect the way it is, or just let me know. United States Paranormal at gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you guys regardless. But unfortunately, right at this moment, I just need to take a breather, stay focused on family. And, we're still going to be doing some recordings while we're on this 2 to 3 week break. And we'll be back more than likely right around the beginning of February. And we'll start trucking again to the 500th episode if we can get there. But yeah, it's just been a lot right now, guys, and I apologize. I know that the Route 66 just kind of skidded off track, but that'll be back too. I'm already doing my research and getting things back online with that. So bear with us. Don't go anywhere. Like I said, we'll be back, and hopefully you'll be back with us. So.
And as I said, nobody's going to fault you for that. Like I said, 250 episodes consistently is absolutely nothing to sneeze at. You were talking with the ladies from goodness, I forgot their name all of a sudden. The ladies from the podcast that we had on this month,
the Unexplained Archives.
Yeah, the Unexplained Archives, about how like most podcasts fall off before 10 episodes. This is a statistic we talked about in the beginning of TUSOP, yep. And here you are, 250 episodes in uninterrupted. It's a normal person would need to take a break without the circumstances of like everything that's going on with the family, right, and everything like that. And so I don't think anybody with a soul or conscience is gonna fault you for that one. I'm sure the Rocker Chick would be more than happy to sit back and not go to the studio for a little bit too. So,
well, we're still going to do some recordings. We have a couple guests already lined up. We're going to make sure we get those done and recorded. And, you know, we're just not going to pressure ourselves to get a bunch of shit done. And you know, just I don't want to worry about it. So, you know, like this week we'll record a couple episodes, and if I can get them edited, you know, and ready to be posted come February, then, you know, that'll be done. But trying to push to make sure that you're getting everything done for the next week, it's a lot. And like I said, it's all on me. I've done this to myself, and I enjoy it. I enjoy being in Studio G here, doing my editing and all that stuff. But you know, unfortunately, I got mounds of paperwork to go through. I've got phone calls between nurses and doctors and financial people, and it's daunting and that's all I can think about. And I'm not focused enough on TUSOP at this very moment that I feel like that I don't want to put out anything lackluster or half-assed just to make sure there's an episode out. So like I said, just bear with me. We'll be back as soon as we can. I'd love our consistent listeners, and I love the fact that they reach out, and I love that, like, the straw man will send me pictures of his radio and be like, listening to my faves, and there's TUSOP written across the fucking screen of his radio. That's fucking badass. I love that. You know, we have some really fucking cool people out there that we've met and we talked to. You know, we did a bunch of reach outs at Christmas time, you know, just saying, hey, thanks. I reached out to all the guests we had last year in 2025 and thanked them for being part of TUSOP and all that. And almost all of them replied with, man, it was great. Thank you for having us on. So yeah, we met some great people in 2025, and we have some great listeners who are consistent. And I appreciate all of you guys. Absolutely. And don't be afraid to go to the website and buy a t-shirt.
Yeah, buy a t-shirt, write us an email. We appreciate it all. Absolutely. We got some amazing designs out there that absolutely should be represented.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I know that I haven't really talked to you much about my mom. I know you know my mom because, you know, you lived here for the first part of your life, and then being back here, she was around, you know, quite often when you were living here. And I know I should have reached out a little bit sooner, but man, it's just been
it's just been crazy. It's hectic, and that's that's jarring. I know the Skywalker loves the hell out of that woman. I can't imagine what that was like.
Oh,
finding her like that and everything. Was she there? Was she down there long? I
don't know. And the best guesstimation, and this sounds so fucking bad because we do wellness checks on her every day. We call her every day. Mm-hmm. People go out and see her every day. Her brother lives right next door. But guesstimation was that she might have been down there for about 7 hours.
I mean, it could absolutely been a lot worse. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't have that tight-knit group that spot check on them and everything, and that's how a lot of elderly people leave this world, and that is a terrifying thought. So
it is, absolutely. But yeah, there'd be nights where I would call and she didn't answer her phone, so I just jump in the car and drive out there. And it'd be funny, I'd walk in and she'd look at me and she goes, "What are you doing here?" I go, "You didn't answer your fucking phone." And she's like, "Oh, it's in the other room." And it's like, oh, Mom, come on. You're killing me here. Yeah, so I stay and visit for a little bit. But that was the whole point. You know, we had a conversation a couple years ago where she's like, "Hey, listen, what happens if something happens to me and nobody's, this is a concern." And I'm like, I get it. So every night I called. And of course, my kids were all like, "You know what? We went in on this. We want to talk to Grandma too." So they took over nights so that I could record or edit or whatever, and and my sister did the same thing. She picked up a night, and she would text her almost every day anyway. But picked up a night to call and talk to her, and So it just happened that this happened in one of those time frames when, in between phone calls or in visits. I mean, Skylar was out there. He was going out there when he found her. And the funniest fucking thing was, as he walked around, he looked down the stairs, and he was in such shock at what he saw. The only thing that could come out of his mouth was, "Hey, what you doing down there?"
That sounds about right.
He goes, I feel terrible. And now we just tease the fuck out of him about it, because we're like, every time we see him, it's like, "Hey, what you doing over there? Or what you doing down there?" It's like he just shakes his head. He goes, "I feel terrible about it." I said, "Don't feel bad. I mean, you were just kind of hitting that with a little bit of comedy to try to lighten your mood and her mood a little bit." But, hey, listen, my mom's a tough old bird. We were there. As a matter of fact, I'm getting here late with Logan tonight because we were up at the rehab center visiting with her. She's up and moving. She's moving around her room. She had to have surgery on that collarbone to fix it, and but she's up. The arm's looking good. Is healed beautifully in my opinion. There's nothing open. I mean, it looks good. But she's up and around and doing her thing. So hopefully we can spring her from that place soon, and she can get back to a normal life and not. Fucking nursing homes suck so bad, dude.
Yeah, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I mean, growing up, I seen stuff like that because Aunt Peggy or Grandma Peggy was
Grandma Peggy,
and was as a child was terrifying to go to all the time. And then on the side of that, fucking Joyce and Harold had that lady. I forget her name, and I feel bad for her, but they had the lady that they had living in the house that they were taking care of.
Started with a D.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you to save my life.
We're terrible.
And she was there. Like, I didn't realize until I was an adult that woman was not family by any means.
Right.
I always, as a young kid, there's somebody living in your great aunt and uncle's house. You assume it's an elderly family member. She was always there until she wasn't.
Right.
And I mean, so like, I just knew that for the longest time. And like I said, again, I feel horrible saying it, but she scared the living shit out of me as a kid because like she was confined to a bed. I mean, her arms had done whatever they had done. And you walk past that room at night and you just hear fucking yelling your aunt's name and it was fucking scary.
Yep.
None of that's fun.
No, and that's what you walk around a nursing home and you get a lot of patients that are like that are bedridden, on IVs and on fucking oxygen or whatever, and you just kind of look in the room and you're like, this is a life. This is somebody that probably at one time was fucking smoking cigarettes and drag racing cars, or many things that they could have been doing as they grew older, and
all these motherfuckers that talk about like, I want to live till I'm 100 or this and that, and I'm like, I fucking absolutely fucking not. No, thank you.
I would love to live long enough to see Sophia get married, and then after that, I'm good.
That's fair.
So I at least need 18 more years.
Yeah, that's fair. So that's a fine goal. But like, these people that just want to be old because they're scared of dying, and I'm like, dog, I'm not scared of dying. I'm scared of living too goddamn long and just not being me or somebody having to. I don't want to be that old lady in the room at somebody's house that they're like, who's that? Like, I don't want to be that.
Right.
By any means, fucking take me out to pasture and old yeller my ass.
But listen, man, I don't know. I mean, I guess I can understand the fear of dying, but there's so much more on the other side. And we've proven that and seen it in all of these stories and all of this shit that we've talked about in the last 250 episodes. We've talked about the bad stuff, but at the same time, man, being at Lloyd Hall we were completely at peace, and there were people, there. talking to us through the microphones and stuff like that. And I mean, to think about going and moving on to the other side sounds really peaceful to me. I mean, after all the pain and heartache that you go through in your regular life every day, wash, rinse, repeat kind of day where you get up, you go to work, you come home, you go to bed, you get up, you go to work, and you come home. It's just, man, how peaceful will it be on the other side? I mean, I don't want to see it right at this moment, but I'm not afraid of it.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it, and I feel like I feel like I always say that I'm jealous of people that have religion because it seems like there's a lot of comfort in that, But at the same time, being as deep into the paranormal as I am, I feel like I've found a religion-esque solace in that. Like, there's something out there. By no means do I want to haunt a fucking Motel 8 like some of these poor bastards. For the love of God, no. But at the same time, like, if for every bad story you hear good stories. You hear stories of people about to pass, seeing their loved ones just chilling there, waiting for them, and stuff like that. And like, I'm about that. But I'm also, that. I'm okay with, like, if there's different shades of the afterlife, like some's like, yeah, you haunt this place and it fucking sucks there, or you go to this great place and it fucking sucks, or the alternative, it's just the forever sleep. Dog, I like sleeping. I'll be none the wiser.
I'm really good at it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too. The only thing that bugs me about it is thinking about the people you leave behind. Because we've all lost people, and we know that fucking sucks to deal with.
Absolutely.
But, it is what it is. We all got to do it at some point in time until they start uploading people to the fucking computers or whatever the fuck they're planning. But at the same time, that sounds like that sucks too. So
I'm not sure I want to be stuck in a computer.
Oh, absolutely fucking not. They're going to fucking put ads on my ass and shit. Like, I'm fucking good. But let's be honest, neither of us live in the fucking money bracket to where it's ever viable for us anyways. It'll be for the important people.
Right.
So.
Logan's got ads for Blue Chew on his fucking screen.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. Like, yeah, what you got to do. But I don't know. Like I said, it is what it is. It's coming for everybody. Just different speeds, different ways. Nothing you can do about it but live while you can and try to enjoy the quality of life while you can, because the quality and quantity is never guaranteed by any means. So,
which brings us to that ultimate saying is live life like there's no tomorrow. Live today like there's no tomorrow. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to pick up the fucking phone and call somebody. Don't be afraid to go investigate a haunted house. Don't be afraid to ask out that girl that you've been fucking asking out, or that guy, whichever, because legitimately there is no tomorrow. And you can drive down some Indiana back roads, come across a highway that has a stoplight. You wait like you're supposed to. The fucking light turns green and you pull out, and a fucking semi or another car runs a red light and takes you out. It wasn't something that you did. It wasn't because you were, smoking cigarettes for 40 years or, you destroyed your body with alcohol or anything to that effect. It's just one of those things that you don't know what's going to happen. So guys, don't be afraid to fucking do those things that you've been putting off.
Absolutely.
Because believe me, there's no tomorrow.
No, it's not like I said. You summed it up great. It's not. There's no rhyme or reason. I mean, we've had guests on here. Ashley was a guest on here, younger than me, healthy, and smoked and do nothing, and she's no longer here with us today because cancer just came out of nowhere, and just got her. And then that same time, I have a friend that's 600 pounds. He got cancer. He smokes every day, all day. And he got cancer, and he survived. Like, tell me there's a rhyme or reason to that shit? Because if you put both of them beside each other fucking 2 years ago and asked me, both get cancer, who's living? I would not have picked the 600-pound fucking chain smoker. By any means. I would have went for the 20-something-year-old young girl that was healthy and exercised and didn't smoke. No rhyme or reason. It comes for you. And everybody's I think a lot of people's problem is they think I drive safe, so that's not going to happen. I do this, so that's not going to happen. It's not all about you. You're not the main character. The same time that you're thinking, like, I drive safe, nothing's going to happen. You got somebody else hot run down the road that's like, I drive like an asshole because I'm immortal. And the next thing you know, they hit you and you're gone. You know?
Yep.
It is what it is. So like Golden Jay said, just live like you want to. I mean, by all means, you got to live practically. Like, we're not saying go quit your job if you don't have the means to do it, to go do this, but still, you can still chase things you want to chase while not burning the other end of the bridge, you know? So like, you're like, I always want to start a podcast. By all means, go start a podcast. Don't quit your fucking job at Applebee's to go do a podcast. Pay your bills and chase your dreams.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And chase your dream. And if you need help, you want some advice, give me a shout. Give Logan a shout. Either or, United States Paranormal at gmail.com.
Collectors, thrifters, and savvy shoppers, listen up. Perfectly Picked Games brings you the best board game and toy deals live every week. Join our Whatnot shows on Tuesdays and Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for limited time auctions you won't find anywhere else. First timer? Use Golden Mojo to take 10% off your first purchase. Fast deals, fun finds, and big savings on Whatnot.
He's back. Well, let's get in. Now that Logan is back and the power is back on down there in Texas, let's get into these episodes. What do you say?
Yes, sir. All right. Here we go, folks. Y'all hear that? The low rumble rolling up in the dark? Yeah, that's me and Golden Jay pulling over on a stretch of road that doesn't bother with a name. The kind of place you only notice when you're already standing in it. Go on, get in. Don't worry about the empty seat back there. It always looks like that at first. Before we go any further, there's something you should know. This won't take long, but time doesn't always move the way you expect it to on roads like this. The headlights don't just light the way forward. They tend to wake things up on the sides. And if the fog starts to shift or the dark ahead feels a little deeper than it should, that's part of it. Tonight, we're taking a short drive through stories that have been circling the United States of Paranormal, a hotel that never fully lets go, a highway that learned how to remember, and winter nights that were silent but feel crowded. So settle in, keep your eyes forward, and if something passes up on the outside of the beam of the headlights, try not to pay it any mind. I'm Just Logan, here with Golden Jay. Do me a favor, buckle up. You're riding with us into the other side. All right, folks, so we started out the month of December with episode 245, the Adolphus Hotel. The Adolphus Hotel in Dallas, Texas is the kind of place where history wears a tuxedo. Opened in 1912 by Adolphus Busch, it was built to be elegant, refined, and timeless, and apparently eternally occupied. And when you think Busch, yes, that Busch. That Busch. Over the years, the guests and staff have reported unexplained footsteps, voices in empty hallways, lights turning on and off, and the feeling of being watched. One of the most well-known apparitions is a young girl often seen wandering the halls or appearing briefly before vanishing. What stands out about the Adolphus isn't just its tragic story, it's the volume of reports, decades of experience layered on top of each other, creating a place where the past feels very present. My takeaway from this episode is some locations don't feel haunted because of one ghost. They feel haunted because of everything they've ever been through. So that's it's Busch, like Anheuser-Busch, right? Adolphus Busch?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Adolphus Busch was a founding member of Anheuser-Busch. And, that's where the money for the hotel back in that day came from. I mean, we're talking millions of dollars to build this hotel. And in that time period is absolutely insane.
Absolutely.
I was a little bummed. See, okay, so and I said in the beginning of the episode, with the winters the way they are and some of the shit we've been driving through since Thanksgiving, I like to throw on some Flicker Stick. It just relaxes me. I can sing along. I know all the words. It's one of my it is my all-time favorite band. And so I throw it on, and they've got a line. And I was bummed because I fell asleep when we were down there before I could get the photo. But I wanted to get the photo of the line. The line is Hotel Hallway, Dallas, Texas, 3 a.m.
Mhm.
And I wanted that photo at 3 a.m. of me just laying in the hallway, you know. And of course, I fell asleep before that. The Skywalker's like, I was going to wake you up, but you look like you were crashed hard. You know, we had a good night of hanging out with Flicker Stick and all that shit. So, yeah, I get it. But I was thinking about that as I was driving, and I'm like, hey, what's in Dallas that we haven't tackled? And I started leaping around. And of course, you know, I find the Adolphus Hotel, and the backstory is amazing. The history is amazing. And we were so close to that fucker when we were downtown. You know what I'm saying? When we were all there, we were just a couple blocks away from this fucking hotel. And I wish we'd have known about it then. And we could have all just kind of went down and got a picture in front of it and, you know, done an earlier story. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. Maybe next round when we're down in Dallas for something. But I'd love to go just see this place. This place is beautiful. Still to this day, you know, is a beautiful hotel. And fuck, I'd stay there. You know, why not? I'd give it a whirl. Let's go.
I mean, like I said, it's gorgeous. I mean, I would have never associated it with Anheuser-Busch, like Busch. I never would have thought of that. Yep. But no, it is a gorgeous hotel. They've upkept it really well. And I didn't know dick about it until you covered this. So
I feel like it's one of those gems. It's like, you know, you never heard about it, and it's not a ton. I mean, there's a lot of hauntings in this thing, but there's not a lot of personal experiences where people were talking about. But I just think it'd be a great place to go investigate. You know, just go hang out at the Adolphus and be in this beautiful hotel and you know, just break out the fucking microphones and see what you come up with.
Absolutely. So that brings us to episode 246, a haunted trip down Route 66, Amarillo Natatorium and Glen Rio.
Yeah, just call it the Nat. It makes it easier.
Fantastic. Noted. All right. So Route 66 already feels like a ghost, so it's fitting that some of the stops refuse to fully disappear. The Amarillo Nat was once a busy indoor swimming facility, now abandoned, decaying, and surrounded by reports of shadow figures, unexplained noises, and that unmistakably you shouldn't be here feeling. People describe hearing splashing voices and movements in a place long emptied of life. Then there's the Glen Rio. A border town split between Texas and New Mexico that Route 66 simply outgrew. What's left is a ghost town where witnesses report strange lights, figures in the windows, and sounds echoing through empty buildings. These locations weren't destroyed, they were left behind by humanity. Makes you wonder if buildings can hold a grudge. My takeaway from this is sometimes hauntings aren't about death. They're about places that were forgotten before they were finished. I love when you cover these places that don't necessarily just lean on the paranormal. It's just like a moment in time just left. Just absolutely like, we're done with this place. And the fact that we can just, as humanity, just walk away from place and just, that's it, still blows my mind.
I'm always amazed that these quote unquote ghost towns still have people that live in them. You know, this one is the same deal. You know, it was a bustle, man, when Route 66 was a big thing. I love the fact that it splits both Texas and New Mexico, like, you know, like Kansas City does. It's like Missouri and Kansas. You know, this was New Mexico and Texas, and they're like, we're going to build the gas station on this side because their fucking state's cheaper on taxes on gas, and we're going to be able to put it out cheaper. But, you know, this is built on this side because it's, you know, cheaper to build that. And I think that's fucking incredible. But, you know, going through these ghost towns, I was researching one today, and it's like there are like 20 people that still live in this fucking town, you know, after it was, you know, 3,000 people that lived there when the railroad and all that shit ran it. And it's like the buildings are abandoned and just crumbling. And it's like, man, this used to be somebody's business or somebody's home. And you just it's hard to take in. It's hard to believe that one single road and one single bypass will destroy, you know, these small hustle and bustle towns. Yeah.
Like I said, the Route 66 in general, absolutely got destroyed. Like it was a whole culture based on this chunk of fucking road. And as soon as the highway get in, there's just towns dried up, attractions dried up. And like I said, it's wild to see. Like, you see a lot of it on TikTok and stuff nowadays, and like Instagram Reels and all that shit, where it's like somebody be like, I found this fucking McDonald's. And I saw one where somebody found a McDonald's that's still on the drive-through, still had like Bobby's World toys from like 95 on the drive-through thing. You look inside and it's exactly the fucking same, and it's just there. And you're like, how? How has somebody not bought this land and bulldozed this or like this or that? It's just there. And it's perfectly preserved. And it's wild. There's malls like this. Like you said, there's a whole ghost towns that fucking famous influencers are buying up now that are like these old Western towns that haven't been fucked with since fucking people were mining for gold in them. And they were just like, no gold here. And they just fucking board up the mines and walk away. And the buildings just sit there for the rest of forever. It's just, it's wild.
They follow the gold, so to speak. Go someplace else and mine for gold. Is Glen Rio the one that that they base cars on? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I think Glen Rio is if I remember right, I believe that's the one that they based it loosely on. Fucking, what is it? Something Radiator Springs was based on that town. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah,
I know that there's one of the buildings in Glen Rio that in Cars, it's a building that stands in this town that they based the racing museum on in the movie, which I thought was really cool. I mean, they adapted it, and they went down and said, okay, this is what we got. We got our gas station, we got our fucking our service store. Here's a tire, and this old abandoned building. This would be great if it was a fucking race car museum or something like that. In that movie, and it's been years since I've seen that movie, so I need to go back and rewatch it because I really enjoyed it.
It was nice.
Maybe I'll get Sophia to watch it with me. That would be fun. But yeah, ghost towns, the Nat. A lot of history in the Nat too. So much stuff went on there before it just kind of closed up, and so many cool places along Route 66 that I hope you guys are enjoying that portion of TUSOP, just taking that trip and seeing and hearing about all these places. And hopefully you're following along, you're Googling and looking these towns up as we go.
Yeah, because it's neat to look at them for sure.
Yeah.
All right. That brings us to episode 247, part 1 with the Unexplained Archives podcast. We had Jamie and Jennifer from the Unexplained Archives podcast join us and had Jamie talk to us about the house that was supposed to be a dream. The one, good location, good price, everything lining up a little too perfectly. And like most dream homes in the paranormal stories, it didn't take long for it to become a nightmare. Jamie shared what it was like living in a house surrounded by red flags you only notice after you moved in, signs of possible occult practices, a cemetery practically in the backyard, and an atmosphere that felt heavy enough to press down the mental well-being of a whole family. The encounters weren't dramatic in the way movies make them at first, but in time things ramped up and gradually became worse. Phantom gatherings that kept children awake late into the night, baby monitors picking up sounds that no one could explain, the kind of activity that doesn't announce itself, it just settles in and refuses to leave and absolutely refuses to let you blame the noises of an old home settling. And when terrifying events with her son seemingly gives her no choice but to stop blaming the house and start questioning the other side and reach out for help in the paranormal community. Jamie also talked about what it was like sharing those experiences with the production company behind a haunting, and how that experience differed years later when working with the team from Ghost Files. Same house, same story, very different approaches. And it raises the question, does the way we investigate a haunting change the haunting itself, especially when the tools like a Ouija board are involved? Was the home's tragic past already shaping it into something malicious? Or did an investigation make things worse instead of better? That's where the story gets uncomfortable, because there's no clean answer, and there's probably never will be. My takeaway from this was sometimes hauntings don't end when you move out. They end when you stop asking why, and even then the questions tend to linger.
Man, I'm telling you right now, I loved working with Jamie and Jennifer. And, this is one of 4 podcasts that we have all done together.
Mhm.
Well, that J-Dub has done. J-Dub did an earlier episode with the Unexplained Archives to talk about her story after the Ghost Files documentary. And then, of course, we got to guest, the whole crew guested on it in between part 1 and part 2 of the United States Paranormal. It was basically, we were on their Christmas episode. So if you get a chance to go find them, there's a link on our page, on our Facebook page, where you can go check out TUSOP being on the Unexplained Archives. And of course, you're already listening to part 1 and 2 of our interviews with them. But I loved working with them. They are amazing. They are just like us. They're kickback, easygoing, love to do banter, love to have fun, love to make jokes. In this particular episode, and I did this on purpose, as I had to part 1 where we talked about Jamie's experiences in her house, and so much stuff lined up with like her story and J-Dub's story, the dream house, shit going wrong, things happening that they just couldn't take anymore. Fortunately for them, they were, they weren't kind of stuck there. They had opportunities in California, working in Hollywood, on film crews as PAs and as cameramen. Her husband was a cameraman. Did you catch the fact that she worked on Catching Kelsey on that production? I thought that was fucking awesome. But yeah, I love working with Jamie and Jennifer, and we will work with them again. We just need to figure out exactly what we want to do and just go tackle it. They're fun. They're easygoing. And if you haven't listened to part 1 and part 2 of our episode with them, you are missing out. Go check it out right away.
Absolutely. All right. Speaking of the you guys being on their Christmas episode, that brings us into episode 248, Christmas Stories. Nothing says holiday cheer like realizing no season, even the holly jolliest, is safe from spooky vibes. This episode leaned fully into Christmas-themed paranormal stories, tales that mix warmth, nostalgia, and just enough unease to make you double-check the hallway before going to bed. Holidays hauntings hit differently because they show up when you expect comfort, tradition, and family fun. These stories remind us the holidays don't pause the paranormal, they might actually invite it. From legends of Krampus to traditional tellings of Christmas Carol, ghost stories and monsters seem to never take a holiday. I love the stories that the Rocker Chick delivered. That last one that was generated by AI, if you would have told me that was made by AI beforehand, I would never know. But they were, as always, she does a fantastic delivery, and it was a good episode.
Yeah, I mean, when she said, when I looked at her, it's like, you want to do Christmas stories? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, fuck yeah, because people love when she just reads these stories just straight through. And of course, J-Dub had that one in her back pocket. And fuck me, man, that was so good. So fucking detailed. Just an amazing story. And then J-Dub's like, yeah, that was from AI. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Jesus God. So good. Yeah, it's just amazing. RC does such a wonderful job when it comes to reading that shit. Absolutely. I need to get her in it. I need to get her on audiobook fucking reads and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was a good way to wrap up the holiday. That brought us to episode 249, which was part 2 with the Unexplained Archives podcast, where we had Jamie and Jennifer pop back in for round 2. This time the ladies run us through how they became part of the podcasting world, from personal experiences in the paranormal to previous works and other podcasts. They discuss future plans and hopes for the show whilst talking about some of the hassles and pitfalls of the industry. It was nice to be able to hear from both of them at this point, because it stopped being about her case and started being more about like how we got here. And like I said, it was really relatable for me because it's all stuff that we did and, do and struggle with. They're talking about the ums and the weird fucking noises you make and, the stuff you got to push past and just keep doing it.
Listen, they are going to be extremely popular. I have a very, very good feeling for them. I think that that they're at that point now where they're comfortable doing it. You know, the episodes are good. They're doing everything that they need to do as far as, you know, social media and stuff like that. And, you know, they're 50 episodes in at this point, somewhere right around there.
Mhm.
And, you know, they're not letting up. That fucking foot's on the ground. That fucking gas pedal is pumping, and they're not letting up. So, they'll catch up soon, and they'll be, you know, we'll turn around in, you know, another year or so, or 2 years, and they'll be like, yeah, we're at 200. And I'm like, fuck yeah, you are. Go, go, go. But yeah, they're, like I said, they're so much like us, and so they're so much fun. I love working with them. And, yeah, it was great. All episodes that we dealt with them on were easy and just fun.
Yeah, that's I mean, that's a big chunk of it, and it's, if you got to work with anybody or do a crossover with somebody, that's the best kind of people to do it with. So I would love to. I'd love to sit down and talk to the ladies. I watched her episode. I rewatched her episode today, and like I said, she just seems like a really genuine person, and it's just you hate to see it it happen like that, but at the same time, if it hadn't happened, then we would have never got to meet her in the first place. So.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, there's her and J-Dub story is so similar. I think that's what brought them together. You know, they started emailing and then texting and each other, and you know, they've kind of churned up a really good friendship there. But it all goes back to Austin, and, you know, what he's doing and the amazing job that he's doing with these documentaries, and telling the true story, and not, you know, sprucing it up to get views. He's getting fucking views because he's got a good fucking eye for a story. Yeah,
he's getting so many views that the homeowners found out about it and made him turn around and edit his video to where he blurred out the house in every shot he had. And he had some good drone shots of that house. And now every part of that it's got a circle blurred around it now. So,
yep, yeah, he's doing great, and I don't know if it's been released yet. He's got a new one that's coming out that just looks outstanding. It's I think it's from Florida, a haunting in Florida, and I need to go check it out. Like I said, I've been so flipping busy the last few weeks. I believe he was going to release it right around Christmas or something like that, but I've been so busy the last couple of weeks, I haven't had much time to go look around. So
I didn't even think. I was on that page today, and I didn't even look for new episodes. I just went right for what I was hunting.
Right on. So, that happens. But yeah. There you go.
That being said, folks,
this is episode. Yeah. No, this is episode 250, right? Guys. 250. Congratulations, Logan. Congratulations, J-Dub and Rocker Chick. We got there. 250 fucking episodes. Damn.
Well-earned sabbatical. So keep that in mind, folks. The TUSOP's going to be taking a break, a well-deserved break, a much-needed break. So keep that in mind. You don't have to miss out on TUSOP, though. We have a massive back catalog that you can dive back into and check out. Definitely make sure to go check out our friends over at the Unexplained Archives podcast. See what they're up to. And like I said, we got a great merch site, and go check that out. We're also on Patreon. I don't think I missed anything there.
No, you nailed it. Check out.
We also have other great shows to go check out. You'll hear them at the end of this with the plugs. That being said, folks, all right, hitchers and drifters, this is where you get out. Yeah, right here's fine. Funny thing, isn't it? The road looks normal again, like nothing strange ever happened. That's usually how it goes. The trip fades quicker than the feeling it leaves behind. The stories don't exactly follow you, they just take notice, like they're filing you away for later. So if the quiet feels heavier after tonight, if reflections hang on a second too long, or the dark feels a little more familiar than it should, that just means the ride worked. You're never really the same after a trip to the other side, but that's alright. There's nothing wrong with being a little different. Just don't slam the door on your way out, and if you ever find yourself back on the road, thumb in the air, waiting for the next set of headlights, maybe think twice before hopping in the back seat. Some rides don't circle back, but hey, if you do end up taking the long ride, the one-way stretch someday, don't worry. Me and Golden Jay will be right here, waiting for you on the other side. Bye.
That's right. Later.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the United States of Paranormal podcast. Check us out at theunitedstatesofparanormal.com, where you can find our Spotlight of the Month, Fan of the Month, and all of our amazing merchandise. Or you can find us on social media at Facebook at the United States of Paranormal, Instagram at the United States of Paranormal, and YouTube at the United States of Paranormal 1795. And don't forget, we are now on Patreon. Just go to patreon.com/TUSOP.
Please check out the other podcasts in the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts. Golden 80s, Indiana Chiefs Fans, Gridiron Kings, Murd Nerds, The Nostalgia Tug, Real Terror, and the Puck Yeah podcast. But you can still find Golden Image Podcast, A Quart of Books and Booze, and The Call Guys, wherever you stream your favorite podcasts.
And if you have a location or a story that you would like for us to check into, please email us at theunitedstatesofparanormal@gmail.com. Please like, rate, and subscribe wherever you listen. Thank you for all of your support. Bye.